Yep, what's going on out? I be trying to talk faster than my lips can move. Pause if necessary. Yep, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Just Alex Show. It's me, your host, Just Alex, aka Favorite Community College Dropout with Opinions. How y'all doing today, man? You doing good, looking good, smelling good. Hope you feeling good. Let me see. Happy belated Father's Day to all the dads out there. All the dads that take care of their kids. Just because you nutted in that girl, my nigga, does not make you a father. It makes you a sperm donor. Happy belated Juneteenth. Shout out to all the niggas out there. This is for the niggas, strictly for the niggas. This is for the niggas, the real niggas. Shout out to everybody for that. Yeah, I hope you had a good weekend. Last weekend. No, I didn't put the episode out last week, but you know, shit happens. I said I was gonna do it, but end up getting in a little funk and didn't get it put out when I wanted to, and then I was kind of over it at the time. Not really because it wasn't it wasn't nothing to talk about last week. It was it was a decent amount of stuff to talk about actually, because I got and still do uh a decent amount to say about specifically the Moneybagg Yo album that came out. And also just some other shit. But the podcast guys have been great this week in particular, because it's been a fairly decent amount of stuff that also came out this week. But of course we're gonna get into all that later on in the episode. First, as always, I like to start off with the Black Excellence. So shout out to J. Cole. J. Cole, it was just announced earlier this week that J. Cole is a part of a investment team that just purchased a percentage of the Charlotte Hornets. So shout out to J. Cole and that whole investment team in general. North Carolina's own, one of North Carolina's finest. So that's definitely big. Also, shout out to T Grizzly. He recently got married a couple not even a couple weeks ago, maybe like 2 weeks or so ago. So shout out to T Grizzly and his wife for that. Let me see. Other than that, I don't think there was anything else as far as Black excellence that I necessarily seen. Going back to the J. Cole shit for just a second, I think I think it's really, to me anyway, it's very interesting. It's very inspiring to see some of the rappers who you kind of grow up you kind of really grow up on venturing out into other areas outside of rap and putting their business hats on. Of course, you got J. Cole. He's now, like I said, partial owner of the Charlotte Hornets. He also has his successful record label, which has also a annual festival that he just started. Well, somewhat annual, because that shit got canceled. Twice already? Because it got canceled one time because I think it was a hurricane or a tornado that was finna come through. Then in 2020 it got canceled because everybody's shit was getting canceled in 2020. But still, yeah. And then you got like Drake. He also has his own record label. He also has his own festival up in Canada, OVO Fest. And then Drake got something. Drake has something going on with the Toronto Raptors. He has I think he owns like a practice facility or some shit. I'm not sure what his title is or anything like that, but I want to say he owns like the practice facility or something. The practice facility or the training facility, which they're probably one and the same, but still. Then you got like Kendrick Lamar. He has his own record label. He just recently started his own. Well, not recently started, but recently started focusing more on his own record label with his artist. Of course, who is also his cousin, Baby Keem. Then you got Wale. Wale is something for the Washington Wizards. I'm not 100% sure. He been kind of quiet lately. Wale been real quiet lately. I'm ready for some new Wale music. But yeah, it's just artists from that generation. They branching out and getting other hats. Wale also has his WrestleMania shit that he does every year. That's pretty successful for anybody who's still into the wrestle culture and whatnot. But like I was saying, it's really great to see these artists again that I specifically grew up on. Their career started blowing up around the time where I was getting to the age to where a lot of their lyrics I could either relate to in some capacity, or I could just, had a firm understanding of exactly what they were saying, because I was, at the time that they was putting the shit out, I was also going through, just regular real life shit, and again, just could relate to some shit. So it's great to see how their careers go and how they're still going, and again, venturing out into other business and just other, ventures in general. But speaking of that, and this is not really black excellence necessarily, but there's a podcast series that came out. Well, it's really just one podcast. They did, like, I think it's 9 or 10 episodes, but it's called The Blog Era, and it's hosted by It's The Real. It's The Real they are two Jewish brothers from New York, and they are very popular for doing their artist interviews and other podcasts and things like that. But this podcast, The Blog Era, is more so focused on those rappers from the late 2000s, early 2010s that came out and really had their first buzz on the internet, via the internet. All as far as like the the different internet blogs that was just starting up at the time, like the early Double XL covers, Rap Radar early in the day. You got Low Key with his what was Low Key shit? You Heard That New. Shit, it's so many of them shits, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm familiar with a lot of the people as far as their social media handles and what they do, and because a lot of them are also they went almost directly from the blog era shit that they was doing directly into now having podcasts. The majority of them have podcasts and whatnot, or very frequent each other's podcasts. So it's great to see how their careers have also spearheaded and whatnot. But the Blog Era podcast, it's like I said, it's hosted by It's The Real, which is two Jewish brothers from New York. But they do a very good job of detailing, again, just the early internet music culture, basically, is the easiest way I can put it. If you're not really familiar with what the quote unquote blog era is, that's just the nickname that they gave all those artists who, again, were coming out in the late 2000s, early 2010s, the whole mixtape run, the people like I was just mentioning, the J. Cole's, the Wale's, the Drake's, the Kid Cudi's, Travis Scott's, A$AP Rocky, Big Crit, Currency, Wiz Khalifa, just all Big Sean, anybody that fits in that class that's about right at 10 years, their careers are right at a solid 10 years right now in 2023. They follow the rise and all of those artists and whatnot. So it's to me it was very interesting, because that's just the shit that I'm into, the behind the scenes of this music shit that creates this culture that we in, and that motherfuckers want to be a part of and whatnot so bad that shit I want to be a part of so bad. But again, to me it was very interesting. So if you're interested in anything like that, I would definitely suggest you go check that out. I want to say that they also have a video form of the podcast series, but I'm not 100% sure. But I do know for a fact that it is on wherever you listen to this at, you can listen to that at. You just literally just type in The Blog Era. Like I said, it's gonna be by It's The Real, so just The Blog Era, and it should pop up. But yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, I definitely suggest to go check this shit out, because it's a lot of shit. I'm actually learning a decent amount of shit, because again, I knew a lot of these people from their social media presence, but I didn't necessarily know exactly where they came from, how they got their start, and everything that they was a part of. And it's, again, to me, it's pretty great. So I just want to share that with y'all. But anyways, moving on from that, I guess we go ahead and jump into these topics. let's see. So what we gonna start with? I guess we start with music. The Moneybagg Yo album. So Moneybagg Yo dropped maybe what 2 weeks ago now. He dropped his album. What was the name of his album? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hard to Love. He dropped his album Hard to Love. Like I said, about 2 weeks ago, and it's really good, fam. It is really good. I'm gonna be honest with you. Moneybagg Yo is, to me, an artist who doesn't. He really don't miss. He really don't miss with the shit that he put out. The shit he put out is always, it always sounds good. He's always rapping good. The beats are always sounding good. The features are always perfect. If he has that many features, do he have? I don't think he has that many features on here. See, you got one with Future, Friday, YTB Fats, and Fat Wizard. That must be his artist. I think that's the one with that jail call. That's like the only shit that I don't like. Cause I think it's that one. Yeah, so you got Lil Durk. So yeah, he got a handful of features, but for the most part, and the Glorilla shit. For the most part, it's just him by himself. The only thing, like I was just saying, the only thing that I don't really like is one of these songs, and I want to say it's this. Is it the? No, it's the interlude shit. The interlude shit. Free Lil A with his homeboy that's rapping from the jail phone, my nigga. I could have done without this shit. Free your man. I understand, but fam, it ain't the Wayne light up verse. I don't want to hear no jail phone verse, my nigga. I'm sorry. Like I said, free your man and all love, respect, and well wishes to your man. But dog, nobody want to hear that shit, fam. Nobody want to hear that shit, dog. I could definitely do it without that shit. But other than that, one like I said, interlude, and it's not even long. I think it's like only a minute or so. But outside of that, I really have no complaints about this shit. This shit is really great. This nigga talks about a lot of the shit that he went through just in the last, I want to say it's like over the last 2 years, but the shit, when it actually happened, it was actually within a span of like 8 months or something like that. This nigga lost one of his homeboys. He lost to I want to say he got shot or something like that. He ended up passing away. Rest in peace to him. Then damn near right after, I don't know, I can't remember what order this shit happened in, but he lost one of his homeboys that got shot. Then one of his other homeboy got locked up. And I want to say, I listened to the Angie interview that he did, that Moneybagg Yo did. I want to say he said that his homeboy that got locked up is looking good for him, so it's looking like he might come home. But yeah, one of his mans got shot. One of them went to jail, and then the mother of 3 of his kids, which I did not know this nigga had like 8 kids, man. That shit is fucking wild. But one of his first baby mama and the mother of 3 of his kids, she ended up also getting shot and killed. And like I said, this was in the span of, I want to say the shit was like 6 or 8 months or something like that, like back-to-back type shit. It's like, fam, what the fuck really be happening out here, bruh? And then to think this nigga put all this shit into music, bruh. Like, I understand a lot of these artists use their music and whatnot as their outlet, as their therapy and shit like that. But it's like, bruh, that is a lot of shit, my nigga. That is really a lot of shit to be handling and dealing with. Like I said, I did watch listen to rather, the Angie Martinez. He was on Angie Martinez's podcast. What's the name of her shit? I think it's In Real Life. I think is the name of her shit. But yeah, he did an episode with her, and he just talks about a lot of things. He talks about in the interview that a lot of the things that he rapped about on the album. And like I said, it's just a fucking lie, bro. This nigga had to he said the 3 kids that he had with his baby mother that passed away, he had to take them in. So now they're living with him full time while he's in the midst of, being the artist that's in really his prime and having to move around and do tours and shows and shit like that. And it's like, I gotta now be a full-time dad while also traveling the fucking world at the same time, bro. It's really a fucking lot, bro. And again, you can really hear it in the music, but if you listen to that interview, bro, it's really he gets really deep in that interview. He talks about a whole bunch of stuff and just but I say all that to say that this nigga put with all the shit that this nigga went through within the last, like I said, year and a half or however long ago that it happened, that all this stuff happened. He really came and put some shit out, bro. He really put some shit out because I really fuck with this album, top to bottom. Outside of, like I said, that bullshit interlude with his man's rapping, but you know it is what it is when it comes to that. I'm gonna be honest with you. If that dumbass the baby song get the fuck out the way, what was it? The fire, call the fireman, whatever the fuck. Moneybagg got a song on here. Now which one is it? I can't remember which one it is. Which one is it? Where you bit at? Yeah, this shit right here. What's that? The baby shit, little TikTok shit. Get the fuck out the way. This right here is gonna be the song of the goddamn summer, bro. Listen to this shit. If you ain't heard this shit, if you ain't heard this album yet, listen to this sound. Listen to this song, bro. Maybe I'm just tired of hearing that dumbass the baby song, bro. But this shit here is definitely gonna take its place whenever motherfuckers get a hold of this, and this shit gonna go the fuck off. But yeah, that's again, like I was saying, to me that shit is definitely has the potential to be the fucking song of the summer. Once that the baby shit moved the fuck out the way, which that nigga that he's doing everything he can to revamp his career in the last, I say, month and a half, really two and a half months or so, because that he's been trying to pop up here and there and whatnot. He posted some shit like he might be on an episode of one of 50 Cent shows or something. He posted I think it was 50 Cent, the baby, and somebody else sitting down at dinner and shit, and I forgot what the caption said, but it was kind of, motherfuckers was kind of alluding to him possibly being on a part of something that 50 got going on, which this nigga 50 got fucking what? Power got about 4 spinoffs, and then he got the BMF shit, so he very well could pop up in one of them shits, and he also, 50 also got that, what is it, 900,000 acre building or 900,000 square foot building or whatever the fuck that he just purchased a couple weeks or so ago. But you know, who knows? He definitely has the potential to pop up in something, because like I said, this nigga just has a bunch of shit going on. 50 has a bunch of shit going on where he has the opportunity to. 50 also works with a lot of artists. I know he put Kendrick in an episode of Power. I want to say Eminem was on BMF, I think. If I'm not mistaken, Eminem was on an episode of BMF. And it's been, I'm sure there's been some other artists that I just can't think of right now. But and also 50 Cent has been on record saying that he fucks with the baby, so it's very possible. But back to Moneybagg. Overall, the album is good. The album is really good. I really have, and even fuck that interlude, but I really have nothing bad to say about the interlude. I mean about the album itself. Let me see. A standout for me, probably the Future shit. The shit he got with Future, Keep It Low. That's something that's really good. Ocean Spray, nigga. Ocean Spray is one of them ones for me. This is definitely one of them ones for me. I'm gonna just play a little bit of it. But yeah, let's see. Like I said, that's Ocean Spray. That's definitely one of my favorites on the album. But yeah, overall, definitely something I would definitely say go check out. It's definitely something that I personally have been playing over and over again. Let's see. Also, the same week that Moneybagg dropped, we had Toosii drop. Toosii is, I wasn't that familiar with Toosii. I had heard that song, of course, that he has. To me, I think it's his biggest song. The biggest song that I know anyway, which is the favorite song that I've been seeing that shit everywhere for the fucking longest. I don't even know when the fuck he recorded that shit. But outside of that, I had never really checked out Toosii like that. But excuse me, excuse me. I seen that he dropped the album, and I had been saying that I was gonna check his shit out whenever I came across it. And I finally, like I said, seen that he dropped the album same week as Moneybagg, and it was sitting right there beside Moneybagg shit. So I said, "Fuck it, why not?" So I listened to his shit. I want to say the title of this album. I'm probably gonna pronounce this wrong, but it's Najour, Naujour. Um, the shit is good, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Shit is good. I don't know if you would call it rapping. I don't know if you would call it singing. It's kind of that melodic. He does do a lot more singing than he does rapping, really. But he also got some. He also be spitting on this bitch. So let me see. He has only a handful of features. He has the remix to Favorite Song featuring Khalid. Then he has a 21 Savage feature. He has a Wallow 267. I'm not really familiar with him. And then after that, it's really him. Oh, he has another remix to Favorite Song with Future. Is it Future on that song? I can't see the whole I can't see the whole song title just from the track list. Yeah, it's featuring. Is it? Yeah, it's Future. Yeah, it's just Future. Him and Future. It's called the bonus, the toxic version. So yeah, he only got a handful of features. Only got a handful of features, but like I said, this is my first time really listening to Toosii shit outside of that one song, and I really like it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I really like it. I made a post on Facebook, and my cousin actually put me on some more of his shit that's on YouTube that I had to go check out. And I fuck with that shit too. The only thing I will say, I can kind of see where a lot of his shit kind of sounds the same, but it's also kind of one of them things where it's like, I guess if it ain't broke, don't break it. Like it you can tell that it sounds. You can tell that some of his shit sounds alike, but you can also tell that it's it's almost like a unique sound from anything that a lot of other people are doing. It's not really I guess a traditional crooning kind of whiny shit that all the other rappers slash singers, wannabe singers or whatever is doing. This nigga can actually sing a little bit, so I would definitely say go check it out. Let's see. Other than the favorite song shit, which one was it? Because I meant to listen to this earlier, but I can't remember which one. It was one of them that I really fuck with. The 21 Savage shit was pretty hard. If I'm being honest, I might. Yeah, let me play a little bit of that for y'all real quick.
Think we found a loophole. Tell a nigga pull up.
Been Savage mode been 6 years.
But yeah, that is Toosii featuring 21 Savage, Pull Up. Again, like I said, overall the whole thing, I'm really it's something that I done listened to a couple times. I'm gonna definitely be going back to it. I'm gonna definitely be also going through some of his older shit that he put out, because he has some shit that he dropped exclusively on YouTube too that I really fuck with. But yeah, Toosii is gonna be like I said, if the track record keeps up the way it has been of the shit that I've heard, that album and the shit that I've heard outside of that album too, he definitely is gonna be somebody I fuck with. So definitely go check that out if you haven't already, because I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about the shit, but it's to be talked about because there's some good shit on there. The 21 Savage shit, it wasn't the one that I thought it was. I think it might be the one before that. The go shit. Is that the one? Give me 1 second. I don't know. I would have to go. Excuse me. I would have to go through the whole thing to remember which one. It was one of them that I really fuck with. I really, really fuck with. But I ain't gonna dwell on it too long. But anyway, like I said, go check that out. That's Toosii, and the name of the album is and I'm hoping I'm saying that right. But let's see, that was the album from what 2 weeks ago. The first. So the one of the more me personally the more anticipated albums just to see it was to me it was anticipated because I was interested to see what motherfuckers was gonna say when this nigga actually put some music out. So that boy Gunna done dropped some shit, god damn it. Gunna done finally dropped some shit. It's called A Gift and a Curse. It was a somewhat of a surprise album. He put a single out a week or so before. That was the bread and butter shit. That I got onto that late. I actually got on the bread and butter. I think like the day before the album came out. I just hadn't heard the whole shit yet. I had seen like clips of it or whatnot, people making videos and shit of them listening to it, but I hadn't heard the whole thing myself. So I actually heard the whole thing. Like I said, a day or so before the album came out, but it was a surprise album, so nobody knew that the album was coming out. Outside, nobody in the public anyway. Of course, the label and whatnot knew, but yeah, Gunna finally put some shit out, and like I said, to me it was highly anticipated because, again, I just wanted to see what motherfuckers was gonna say when this nigga actually put some shit out. Because you can say what you want about Gunna, you can say that the boy, I don't know, I don't abide by street rules, my nigga. I pay taxes, nigga. I just paid taxes, so I do not abide by street rules. This nigga ain't snitched on not a nobody that I know. He ain't put none of my niggas behind bars. None of my family behind bars. So I'm going to listen to the shit because I also fucked with his last shit. And I really fucked with his, which one of them shits was it? I think it's, is it Slime Season? No, not Slime Season. Drip. What is his shit is Drip. I'm thinking about Drip Season 3 Drip Season 3 is probably my favorite project of Gunna's. But I also really like his last shit too. I like that. It was a handful of them songs that I really like. It's certain when he get with like a lot of them songs with Thug that he be on. I'm not really that big of a fan of Thug shit. Like Thug got some songs that I really fuck with, and that what's the name of that tape with what is the name of that Thug tape with digits on it? Is that Slime Season? Is that what I'm thinking about? Give me 1 second. I think it's Slime Season. Where is it at? Yep, Slime Season 3. Yeah, with Memo Digits. Yeah, that's my shit. That's my shit from Thug. But outside of that, like I said, he got a couple of them here and there. Beautiful Thugger Girl, I like a couple songs on there. I actually only have 4 songs from that shit downloaded. So I'm not the biggest Thug fan already. So you can call me biased if you want to. I don't really give a goddamn. But this nigga Gunna to put out some shit. Everybody on the internet saying he was gonna flop. His music was gonna be trash because the DJ came out. One of his producers came out and said that he wouldn't fuck with him no more. I think it was Wheezy, which was one of Gunna's main producers. Said that he wouldn't fuck with him no more. Said that he was standing with Thug type shit. But this nigga Gunna dropped some shit, my nigga, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Shit is alright to me. Goddamn, shit sound pretty goddamn good to me, fam. I don't know what you niggas is faking the funk about, not trying to avoid listening to this nigga shit because whatever the fuck reason that you came up with in your head, but this shit is alright to me, my nigga. Like I said, the boy ain't snitch on nobody that I know. Ain't affect me, not a little bit. So I was bumping the shit, and I was not disappointed at all. First of all, the bread and butter shit that came out, like I said, I got onto the shit late, but motherfuckers was already talking about it. And I was not disappointed with that shit either. But the rest of this shit, I'm not disappointed with it at all either. He was very much rapping like, nigga, I heard all that shit that you sit at home on the internet, Twitter, Instagram, captions running behind everything that these rappers are saying, ass niggas. I heard all the bullshit that y'all saying. Also talking to the other rappers. I heard all that snitch shit that y'all talking about, all that we can't fuck with him shit that y'all talking about. All right, nigga. I would just put some goddamn music out. And boy, did that man put some goddamn music out, because my nigga, I'm fucking with it. Like I said, I'm fucking with it. It ain't really nothing bad I got to say about the shit, bro. Which one of these shits was it that I was trying to play? That nigga, that fuck you mean? That shit comes the fuck on, bro. Listen, this shit comes the fuck on. Do you hear me? Dog, with the right speakers? Fuck you mean? Nigga said fucking his bitch like a perv. Listen. You could, like I said, you can say what you want. That shit came the fuck on to me, dog. I don't. Hey, is what it is. If you haven't heard it yet, or if you're not really a fan of Gunna, I kind of understand. If you gonna stand with Thug on some whatever morals and quote unquote street shit that you standing with Thug about, stand by your goddamn self. Cause I'm fucking with this shit, bruh. I'm really fucking with this shit. And going back to that bread and butter song. In that bread and butter song, this nigga Gunna was talking to somebody about y'all calling me all these snitches or whatnot. Meanwhile, your right hand man is a snitch, and ain't everybody acting like they don't know shit about shit that's going on. But you saying all this shit to me, hey. Somebody got to answer the question. Who is this nigga? I'm not in the street shit. I'm not involved in none of this shit. Who is that man talking to? Somebody else got to answer these questions. This nigga, Gunna came out and said what the fuck happened with him. He said, hey, the DA and the lawyers and them, they got out there, they played them games, they had me fucked up. Hey, my bad, cuz. My bad, Slime. I fucked up. Slime. They got me. They got me. Next time I'm gonna be on my A game, but this time they got me. My bad. It still ain't what y'all trying to make it out to be, but my bad, cuz they got me. They got me, Slime. My fault. But that bread and butter shit, it's some questions on there that need answering. Since you niggas want to be so non-snitching and all this shit. Who is that man talking to? Who's right hand man to snitch out there? I'm not asking you. That's what he asking. I'm not in this shit. You got to talk to that man. But anyway, back to the music. I'm fucking with it. I'm fucking with it. I would definitely advise you to go check it out. If you're a fan of Gunna, you definitely gonna like it. It's definitely in that same vibe of excuse me, what he's known for. It's no features. It's just him getting his shit off. And I'm fucking with it. That's all I got to say about the shit. I'm fucking with the shit. But yeah, that's a gift and a curse by Gunna. The standout shits for me is definitely the fuck you mean shit that I just played. Let me see. The bread and butter shit is cool. The bread and butter shit is good too. But that was already out. It's another one on here. Which one is it after bread and butter? Is it I was just thinking? I think this is the one. Yep. But yeah, excuse me. Yeah, that's I was just thinking I was gonna let it play to the hook, but that one is I do remember that one is a fairly long little break before little verse before the for the hook. But yeah, go check the shit out, bro. He ain't disappoint. He did not disappoint. He did not disappoint. But let me see. Moving on. I believe that was all the albums that came out. We did have a couple songs. I know Lotto put out the remix of her song with Cardi B, which I'm sure if you've been on any internet at all, you've seen one of the girls using that song that Rip Me Out the Plastic. Rip Me Out the Plastic. I don't even know the actual name of the shit. I think it's got put it on the floor. I think that's the name of it. But yeah, Cardi put her verse out to that. She ate that shit, bro. Cardi be delivering the fuck out of them lines, fam. Cardi is a when she get on, she gonna say them goddamn words, bro. You can say what you want to about whoever might be writing this shit, but Cardi can definitely deliver them fucking lines, bro. She say that shit with her whole goddamn chest. You hear me? I love to hear Cardi rap on that shit. That shit just be so, nigga, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I'm finna say my verse, and y'all go hit me. This shit finna go the fuck up. They both on there. Cardi and Lotto, they both on there sending shots at motherfuckers. Lotto sending shots at Nicki. I think that shit is the verse, actually. That what's the line? She think I'ma kiss her ass. She must ain't took her meds. And then Cardi got on there on her. What's Cardi? Cardi's line is something at the City Girls. I can't remember. I ain't listened to that shit but a couple of times. But they definitely both on there taking shots at motherfuckers. And that's again another song of the summer. I don't know if that one might be beating the baby shit. I don't know. It's kind of a toss up right now, but I've been seeing that shit every fucking where. Also, verses that came out. Speaking of verses that came out, this nigga Dirk's somebody leaked this nigga's Dirk verse from the Drake search and rescue shit. So of course Drake put out, this was maybe 2 months or so ago, he put out a song called Search and Rescue. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I ain't got this shit downloaded, bro. Here's the Drake shit, just for reference. I'm sure you've heard it.
Hey, yeah. Gotta express my love. That's why American Express.
So that's the Drake shit. It was already mixed reviews when it came to that, because some people liked it, some people hated that shit. Me personally, I like the shit. Drake has, and I'm gonna get back to the Dirk shit in just a second, but Drake has the ability to, Drake has the ability to put out the most, I don't even know how to describe it really. It's like not really bad singing, but it's kind of like a monotone kind of singing. And he's so good at doing this shit because how am I trying to explain this shit right now? Cause if motherfuckers don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you're not gonna understand what I'm saying. But he's just so great at putting out the biggest monotone hits that to me sound they might not sound the best, but they are the best fucking songs because the average motherfucker can sing along to them. And the average motherfucker can sing the shit and actually think that they sing very well with the shit. So not only do you have, so you really got a crowd of people who like the song because they actually like the song. They like Drake singing the song. But then there's a whole other crowd of people who like the song because they think that they sound good singing the fucking song. Because again, it's not at like a impossible pitch that somebody who, it's at a perfect pitch to where if you can't really sing, you can still hit the notes. But if you can sing, you can definitely hit the notes and probably make it better. But still, everybody can sing along to them shits, bruh. And he's a fucking genius at doing this shit because that's not the only song that he's done this shit. Damn near every song that Drake has is like that. Like any singy song that Drake has out that's a hit sounds just like that. It's in that same tune. But the nigga can really sing is the crazy part because he has other songs where he's actually hitting certain notes that let you know, okay, the nigga can sing a little bit. And why the fuck can't I find this goddamn this Dirk shit. Oh, here it is, right here. So I just played the Drake shit. Here is here is Dirk's leak verse. Let me start this shit over real quick.
I'm tryna hit the group chat and tell them it's
I post even nigga free. I'm worse than Kevin Gates, I'm me. And you know I'm down to drink P. OP, mix it with the lean.
So that was the leak verse. And I'm gonna keep it above with you. I 1000% see why Drake scrapped that shit, because what the fuck is that nigga talking about? I'm worse than Kevin Gates, I'm me. India, no, I'm down to drink P. And then the line is mix the OP with the lean, which I don't. OP is another drug. Again, I'm not into a lot of this shit that these niggas is in, so I don't all the way be knowing. But from my understanding, OP is another drug. Don't get me the fucking line. Anyways, the play off of the Kevin Gates shit into the mix the OP with the lean, had motherfuckers on the timeline talking about this nigga's drinking P. You know what the fuck you doing. These rappers be knowing what the fuck they doing. But I 1000% see why Drake strapped that shit, my nigga. That shit is not. He don't even sound right on that fucking verse, bro. He really don't. And I think it's fucking hilarious. Excuse me. That he had the line about that I need more than 30 seconds on this, because that what is it? What's the name of that song? What's the name of that song where Drake was dissing Kanye? The Laugh Now Cry Later shit. Where that's the first song that Dirk was featured on. That Dirk's verse on that song, my nigga, is literally like 25 and a half seconds on the fucking dot, bruh. On the fucking dot. And he used the majority of that time shouting out his girls, shouting out India's beauty line, whatever the fuck that is. And then he ends the verse doing that little humming bullshit. To me, a complete waste of a fuck. Not really, because it's still a verse it's still on a song with Drake, but still at the same time, fam, you supposed to fucking rap. This is when you supposed to be fucking rapping. This really when you supposed to be showing motherfuckers what the fuck you can actually do. You on a spotlight, a fucking diss track with one of the biggest artists in the world. You know this shit finna be a hit, and you do this bullshit. This is a half-ass fucking verse. I just thought this shit was funny, because me personally, I killed that nigga for that shit for fucking ever. You get your first song with the biggest rap artist in the world right now, and this is what the fuck you do with it, bro. Like, come on, my nigga. Your girl's beauty line, and then you gon' I did my damn one time on TikTok and went viral with it. Oh no, that is the wrong song. That's the other shit. That's the shit that's on Certified Lover Boy. Regardless, my nigga, the verse is like 25 and a half seconds. Like I said, on the dot, fam. It might have been 26 and a half seconds on the dot, bro. I personally feel like he wasted that fucking verse. He wasted that spotlight, and he should have definitely went harder than that. So I see why Drake got rid of that verse anyways, because it just did not fit nothing. It don't even sound like nothing that Dirk was supposed to be on in the first place. But anyways, moving on. Is that all for the music? I want to say that's all for the music right now. So shit, let's see. Let's go into music adjacent. So I guess we go into the YNW Melly shit. So YNW Melly is an artist out of Florida, if you don't know. He has been in jail since 2000. What was it? I think early 2019 or late 2018, because I want to say the shit happened in October 2018. I'm not 100% sure on the timeline, but he's a Florida rapper, and he's been locked up since at the very least early 2019, and he's he's locked up for and is currently on trial for allegedly killing two of his best friends. So what the case is, or what they trying to say that the case is, it was 4 people in the car. So this is what the prosecution is trying to say. The prosecution is trying to say that there are 4 people in the car. YNW Melly was one of the 4 people. YNW Melly was sitting in the back seat of the car. One of his friends was driving, and then 2 of his other friends was in the car also. So what they saying is what the prosecution is saying is YNW Melly shot and killed 2 of his friends that was in the car, and then the 3rd friend went somewhere, dropped Melly off, changed clothes, and then drove the 2 dead friends without Melly to the hospital. And that's when they pronounced him dead, and police questioned the friend that actually drove to the hospital. I'm not 100% sure on the story that they trying to say that he gave to the police, but that's what they saying that Melly is responsible for. Now, actually, I do know somewhat of what the friend who was driving said. The guy who was driving, he told the police that there was a drive-by, and I'm not. This is the part where I really don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know why the friend who was driving said that Melly wasn't in the car, but for whatever reason, Melly separated from those 3, and then shortly after Melly separated from those 3, another car pulled up and did a drive-by on that car. That's when the 2 friends got shot, and then he drove to the hospital. I can't remember why he said that he changed clothes, because they do have him for changing clothes, or they do have evidence that he changed clothes for somehow. I'm not 100% sure on none of this shit. But yeah, so that's kind of where we at with it. So this nigga's been in jail, like I said, at the very least since early 2019. So that's what 4 years, going on 4 years. This will be going on 4 years now. And the trial just started early this month, or the end of either the first week of this month or the last week of last month. And no, actually, I'm wrong, because it's day 7, I believe, of the trial. So yeah, it just started like week before last, actually, because it was a holiday. It was right after, what was it, Labor Day, Memorial Day, whichever the fuck one. It's kind of the same shit. But anyways, the evidence that the prosecution is presenting, they have not. Okay, let me also add, this is in Florida, and Florida is the death penalty. So if he's found guilty, it's death penalty, my nigga. It's curtains for this nigga Melly. And the prosecution is getting that lady, nigga, the DA that's on this case is getting her fucking back beat in. Do you hear me? This bitch ain't got nothing concrete about shit, my nigga. They have the only thing that I've seen that they've talked about anyway thus far. They brought up a song because, of course, if you're familiar at all with YNW Melly, or if you just do a quick search, YNW Melly has a song that's called Murder on My Mind. He also has a song that's called Mind on My Murder, which is Murder on My Mind is a and it's actually fucking wild. But Murder on My Mind is a song about him killing one of his friends by accident. And then Mind on My Murder is about the same killing, but it's from the perspective of, so Murder on My Mind is from the perspective of Melly himself accidentally killing one of his friends. Mind on My Murder is the same situation, but it's from the perspective of the friend who got killed. So in court, they played Murder on My Mind, which you can do your own Googles and quick search or whatnot to figure out how the song "Murder on My Mind" goes. I'm not here for all that. So they played that in court. That was a piece of evidence that they had in court. They also had evidence of a phone that was found on the scene, which the phone that they found was kind of like the gang phone, for lack of better terms. So nobody knows whose phone that actually was, because apparently that phone that they found, all of them take turns using type shit. So I don't know if that's like the burner phone for the hoes or what the fuck is going on, but nobody can pinpoint whose phone that this actually is, because the phone is also on a family plan type shit. So with everybody that's using the phone, nobody knows whose phone it actually is, and like I said, it's also on a family plan. So you still don't know who the phone is attached to. So much to the point where it was an FBI analyst that came in who coordinated with the T-Mobile, who the phone that service through, and they said that no, not them. It was Melly's one of Melly's defense lawyers said that the shit said that the shit with the phone was so up in the air to the point where if you make a call from that phone to somebody else, one of the victims who died's name pops up as a caller ID. So nobody knows whose fucking phone this is. And so they also had pictures of Melly on Snapchat with a gun and some money and shit, like a couple hours before the shooting happened, because apparently the story is that they was all leaving the studio. And again, I'm not sure why Melly separated. I'm not sure what the story is behind Melly separating from the other three friends or whatever, but the story is that they were all four originally coming from the studio. So while they was in the studio, allegedly, it's pictures of Melly on Snapchat with guns and a phone, guns and money and shit like that. Just young niggas having a time in the studio type shit. Young rapper niggas having a time in the studio type shit. So let's see. They had the song. They had the phone that nobody knows whose fucking phone it was. Let me see, what else did they have? They had the crime scene. They had two different crime scene investigators. One who was a crime scene investigator, and another one who was that crime scene investigator's supervisor. They was both on the stand. Both of them said that there was very little to absolutely no gunshot residue conclusive in the vehicle at all. Again, let me remind y'all, the story is that Melly shot both of his friends from inside the backseat of the same car that he was in, that all three of them was in, that they showed up in the hospital in eventually, passed away. So, again, there's little to absolutely no gunshot residue whatsoever in this car. It's inconclusive is what they say, because they said that one of the crime scene investigators said that it was inconclusive because apparently gunshot residue and something else are very, very similar. So it's hard to tell if it was actually gunshot residue or if it actually came from another substance that was something else. But again, there's very little, very, very little to absolutely no gunshot residue whatsoever in the vehicle. That's number one. Number two, they don't have a gun at all. They don't even have the gun that was supposedly used from inside the car. And also, they have yet to put Melly in the back of this car, because there was another a DNA analyst they got on the stand. This was the last excuse me. This was one of the last things that happened today. There was a DNA analyst that was on the stand again at the end of court today, who basically said that the only DNA evidence that they have that puts Melly anywhere near anything to do with this whole situation with this shooting and this car and shit was his DNA on the car door, on the handle of the car door. I can't remember. I will have to go back and look at the shit to see if it was on the inside or the outside of the car. But the only DNA that they have, the only proof that they have that Melly, excuse me, that Melly is attached to this situation whatsoever is his DNA on the door handle of the car. My nigga, why the fuck has this nigga been in jail for 3 going on 4 years because he touched the fucking door of a car, my nigga? This shit is making no sense. They ain't find no gunshot residue on him. They ain't find no gunshot residue on him. They ain't find no gunshot residue in the car. They ain't find no gunshot residue on really nobody else in the car. What the fuck is we doing here, bro? And then the judge didn't grant them a mistrial for whatever fucking reason. I still don't know. This shit makes absolutely no goddamn sense to me, bro. Y'all ain't got no gun. Y'all ain't got no gunshot residue. Y'all ain't got none of his DNA on shit but the door handle. What the fuck is we doing here, bro? What the fuck is we doing here? They couldn't get a mistrial. The judge already threw out, I mentioned all the shit with the Snapchat, the phone, and the song. The judge threw all that shit out. That shit is not even in evidence no more. The judge done threw all that shit out of the prosecution's evidence pool or whatever. They can't use or reference none of that shit. They can't reference the song, any social media. They can't reference the song, any social media activity or anything from that night or prior. They can't use the phone. They got that shit throughout because again, nobody knows who the fuck phone that actually was. So they got all that shit thrown out on top of no DNA, no gunshot residue and all that shit. What the fuck is this nigga in court for, bruh? What the fuck is this nigga still on trial for? Y'all playing fucking games right now. Y'all really playing fucking games right now. When I tell y'all, I've been watching this shit because you can. I'll have to go. What is the girl's name? Give me 1 second.
We know.
What is the girl's name on TikTok? Cause she's covering the shit. She ain't really giving no type of opinions or nothing like that. She's really just talking about what the fuck is going on and summarizing shit. Hold on. This is what I'm about to play is her last her last video from today that I was just talking about with the DNA shit. This is this is Chief Nosy Bystander on TikTok. And this is
lunch on the YNW Melly trial. At this
right
point, I'm a little concerned for the prosecution. So the DNA analyst was on the stand right before the end of trial, and prosecution did their direct examination of him, and yeah, it was a flop. Turns out all of the DNA evidence that this examiner had examined was submitted to him 3 years after the case, and none of the DNA evidence had direct correlation to YNW Melly. The only evidence that they did find that had a correlation to him was submitted to the DNA analyst just 3 weeks ago.
That was the only item that supposedly matched Jamel's DNA, correct?
I believe so. I can move back just to confirm it.
Please do.
Now you hear Melly's defense attorney asking him, was that the only evidence basically connecting Melly to the case? The examiner says yes, and you want to know what that piece of evidence was? Melly's DNA on the door handle of the car. That DNA analyst said he didn't actually know when that DNA was left, so Melly could have literally got into that car at any portion of time that they had possession of that vehicle. I don't know how the prosecution is going to be able to tie it all together, but she better hurry up because the clock is ticking and she has still yet to provide physical evidence as well as a motive. Now we'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
so again, and that was Chief Nosy Bystander on TikTok. Like I said, she's doing a really good job of reporting on this shit. It's not really none of her opinions. Really, it's more so just what the fuck is going on. She does constantly play clips of whatever she's talking about. So there is a page in some of her other videos that she referenced where you can actually go and watch the whole thing, but this shit is like hours long throughout the day. So I'm just going to her page and seeing what the fuck is really happening because like I said, whoever's page that she's getting these clips from is a court reporter. So I'm more so believing her than any other shit that's in the blogs and whatnot, just because like I said, she does have the direct references to what the fuck she's talking about in the videos as she's talking about it. But yeah, it's not looking good at all for the prosecution down there, because again, she getting shit thrown out. She getting damn near all her evidence and shit thrown out. They ain't got no gun. They can't put this nigga in the car at a specific time or none of that shit. And on top of that, during the discovery of was it the cell phone shit. During the discovery of the cell phone and shit, they had a guy on there from the FBI who was coordinating with people from T-Mobile, and the defense asked him something along the lines of, how precise is it as when it comes to, cell phone towers pinging your location and whatnot? And he basically said something along the lines of, your cell phone doesn't connect to the closest tower, it connects to the strongest tower. That's the strongest tower that's near you. And the strongest tower that's near you could be who the fuck knows how far away, as long as it's close enough for your phone to get service from it, I guess. And so there's really no way to pinpoint where exactly that you are, number one. And then number two, like I said, they still don't know who the fuck's phone that was that actually that they using to try and put him at the scene. So in doing that, there was like this map that it was this map that the prosecution was trying to, it was a map, like the cell phone service map that the prosecution was using, that the defense, that Melly's defense hadn't seen. So they didn't have a copy of that shit at all. So they said something to the judge about them not having that evidence in their file or whatever. And the prosecution chick was going back and forth with the judge on some petty shit like, it ain't my job to get them the copy of this shit, or I sent them the copy of it. If they don't have it, then that's on them type shit. And then the judge is like, yeah, but nah, that's not how this shit worked. They said that they don't have a copy of it, so you're introducing this as evidence, so it's your job to get it to them so that they can, do what they got to do, they game plan or whatever, to combat what the fuck you saying about this shit. And she just went back and forth with the nigga. She's going back and forth with the judge on some petty shit, some that ain't my job type shit. And the judge is really like, no, bitch, but it is. And until they get the shit, you can't use this as evidence. So she is getting her ass whooped. She's also going back and forth with the judge. And I don't see how the fuck they got a case, bruh. I don't see how they can't get a fucking mistrial with this shit, because it's seeming like they have absolutely fucking nothing on this nigga, dog.
Okay, so we're back in court, and now the judge wanted to talk with the juror because she had.
Oh no, that was yes. Where's the shit from today? Where she was going back and forth.
Okay, they're currently on break, so let's get to what's been going on. No. Now, YNW Melly's attorneys had objected to the prosecutor presenting an evidence after the fact. And by after the fact, I mean after Melly had been incarcerated and after jury selection. And because the prosecution kept sprinkling in.
Oh, yeah, that was another thing that I forgot to mention. She is also trying to introduce evidence that they just found out, like, 3-4 weeks ago type shit. Like I just played in the last video that I played, you see that they just submitted whatever they had just submitted to the DNA analyst like 3 weeks ago. So it's like they still actively investigating this shit and trying to introduce this shit as new evidence. You can't do that, bruh. You can't fucking do that.
In additional evidence, this is what the judge had decided.
Know about it, you're not telling them about it until we're here in court. So as far as the already is concerned, I think that's a discovery violation. And I'm finding it to be a discovery violation. I just think the only way that can be cured is he's not going to testify about this second procedure that's not coming in. Same thing. If you want to keep investigating a case, you can do it. You can find exculpatory information. You may change your mind as to how you proceed with the case, and I don't have a problem. You can investigate whatever you want to investigate. But as far as using new discovery that you're coming in, I think a cutoff needs to be happened because this is what's going on. We're going to have this. If you find something new, there's a whole, as counsel describes it, and you try to find evidence to plug up the hole. That's new discovery. The defense doesn't have an opportunity to depose the witness. The defense doesn't have an opportunity to do X, Y, and Z. And that's just not the way it should be.
Now, this is excellent for YNW Melly. And let me explain to you what the judge is saying in regards to the defense's objection. The defense claimed that the prosecutor has holes in her story, and every day she is continuously investigating the story and using her newfound evidence to fill the holes. But the defense is saying, even if she does fill those holes, it doesn't give us time to depose the witnesses, which means sitting down and talking with them. It doesn't give us time to review the evidence. It doesn't give us time to do anything. And the judge agreed with Melly's attorneys. It doesn't give them time to do anything. The judge stated to the prosecutor, you're more than welcome to investigate the case if you want to, but what you can't do is submit in new evidence to fill those holes. The judge then told the prosecutor, if you want to use that new evidence in a way to direct how you're going to argue your case, have at it. But what you can't do is submit it into the court. But that's actually a win for YNW Melly and all of the evidence that the prosecutor might be attempting to submit into trial. Now, the FBI...
So, yeah, like I said, I was trying to find a video where the lady was where the DA was going back and forth with the judge, but yeah, that was another point. She trying to introduce new shit that they just finding out on the spot type shit, and it's like it's really looking ugly for the DA down there. I don't know if this nigga did it or not, because this nigga's also been very adamant and very open with him dealing with split personality disorder type shit. He has a whole different character within himself that he calls Melvin. So this nigga might be a little nutty, but that also don't mean that he actually killed these niggas. And from the evidence that this motherfucker is presenting, it ain't looking like it either. So if the nigga ain't do it, I hope he get off. If they just ain't got enough evidence to convict him on the shit, I mean, I guess it's rest in peace to them young fellas. But I mean, you got to do your job, fam. You got to do your job. But to me personally, it's not looking good at all for the DA down there, because boy. But anyways, moving on. I really didn't mean to spend that much time on that shit. But I was very interested in that shit, especially once I started seeing how bad that the shit was going for the state or for the DA in that situation. I was very tuned the fuck in. It's like, fam, y'all ain't got shit on this boy, and y'all making him face the death penalty. He can't get a mistrial because of what I don't even know why the fuck you couldn't get a mistrial. But he been in jail already for almost 4 years. Can't get a mistrial. Y'all ain't got shit on him. What the fuck is we doing here? I don't understand this court shit sometimes, bro. I really fucking don't. Let's see. Moving on from that though. I'm not really gonna spend that much time on the Zion shit. So Zion Williamson, over the past few weeks, he came out and found out that he had a baby on the way with his, I think, girlfriend, who was also a stripper, and then his side chick, who is a porn star, came out and basically outed him for having a girlfriend or whatever the fuck. And she just been on Twitter for the last like 2.5 weeks going off on this nigga, posting his screenshots and all this shit. This dumbass nigga is still talking to her as if he can control anything that she's saying. Whole time she's, like I said, posting screenshots of what they have talked about before, what they currently talking about, because this nigga's still texting her. And now she's been threatening to leak the sex tapes that they got together, which, bitch, that's fucking illegal. I don't know why the fuck you thought that was a good idea, but this shit went on so long, fam, that they had to deactivate her Twitter account before she fucking stopped. Like, it was one day of Zion posting himself with his girlfriend at their baby shower or whatever. Baby shower, gender reveal, I don't fucking know. I don't know the fucking difference. Y'all, ladies, y'all done tricked society into having a separate party for the gender reveal and the baby shower. Fucking baffling to me, my nigga. But anyways, that shit was, like I said, one day, like 2.5 weeks ago, and she been tweeting ever since then. I think earlier today, they just shut down her Twitter. So from whenever the baby shower pictures hit the internet to maybe 12 hours ago, she been tweeting to this nigga. And come to find out, at first, my nigga, I was calling this motherfucker crazy, just like everybody else on the timeline. But then she started posting screenshots of these wire transfers that she was getting from this nigga Zion. And fam, this nigga Zion was giving this motherfucker upwards of $107,000 a fucking month, my nigga. $107,000 a fucking month. You goddamn right. If a motherfucker is giving me, if roles was reversed and a motherfucker was giving me $107,000 a month, and I ain't got to do nothing but come over there and drop some dick off whenever you want it, sweetheart, you goddamn right. Your ass get pregnant, I'ma be on this motherfucker tweet too. Fuck is we talking about here? I understand. Once I seen how much money this motherfucker was giving her, just for a quick nut. Oh, you goddamn right. I'd have been sick than a motherfucker too. Do you hear me? Sick as fuck. This nigga on the whim was giving her $10, $20, $25, $30,000 out the fucking blue. This nigga blowing his whole fucking contract on her ass. And then on top of that, he's also telling her shit like, I don't want you to be on the internet no more type shit. I don't want you doing whatever the fuck she was doing to basically for a living. This nigga is in text message telling her shit like that. Like, I don't want you doing this shit no more. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to move you. He was playing. I think the nigga just got traded, but he was playing for New Orleans, the Pelicans. He telling her, I'm going to move you down here. How much do you want me to pay you? This is the wild shit. This nigga said, how much are you wanting me to pay you when you move here? Now, my nigga, you are in a contract, fam. I don't know how shit work everywhere, but I know in a lot of places, a verbal contract is legally binding. In certain places, a verbal contract is legally binding. This shit here, my nigga, she has text messages, which is virtual proof of you saying shit like, I want you to stop doing this and I'm going to pay your bills. I want you to stop doing whatever the fuck you've been doing for money and I'm going to pay your bills. I'm going to move you here. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to take care of that and everything for you. My nigga, that is a contract. If you get the right lawyers and shit, that is a fucking contract that you are entering in agreement with this young lady for. So this motherfucker, as much as motherfuckers try to call her crazy and shit, she might fuck around by the end of this shit, and if she don't do no wild shit with the leaking of the sex videos and whatnot, she might fuck around and be eligible to get some type of settlement out this nigga. Because if you telling me to quit my job and quit everything extracurricular that I'm doing for money and telling me to pack up my shit and move, you gonna take care of everything. Again, my nigga, that is a contract. That you are contractually obligated to pay this shit because you sent these text messages. You think you being Mr. Goddamn sugar daddy and all this shit. You gonna fuck around and owe this motherfucker half your contract for real, bruh. This nigga, This nigga needs to get under control, fam. Somebody needs to get this nigga Zion under control. And the shit that's pissing me off is they lumping him and John Morant in together because they both from South Carolina. I've been seeing the memes the last 2 weeks talking about the what is this shit? Guns and Buns Carolina 30 for 30 story. Nigga, make sure y'all put South Carolina on that bitch because they not from where I'm from, goddammit. They from South Carolina, not North Carolina. We don't do no shit like that, bro. We do not do no shit like that. We very stingy with our money. Look at Michael Jordan's ass. We are very stingy with our money, goddamn. But like I said, I'm not trying to spend too much time on this shit. I just thought that shit was fucking wild because that motherfucker was literally tweeting for 2.5 weeks, and every time she would say something, she would at this nigga, and this nigga's at name is his whole name, Zion Williamson. So you see that shit in every other tweet that she's putting up. And again, this dumbass nigga is still talking to her like he can really do any fucking thing about it. I don't understand, bro. This motherfucker had her said this said she sucked this nigga dick so good he started crying. Oh Lord, get away, nigga! I ain't gonna hold you, motherfucker. Do that to me, I might have $107,000 for you too, sweetheart. Come over here and make me cry. Come over here and make me cry, and I might have $107,000 tucked away to the side for you too, baby girl. The nigga need that. Nigga need some of that, goddamn. But shit, let me see. Let's move on. Moving on. Where we at? God damn, it's almost an hour and a half already. Shit. Let's see. Let's go ahead and talk about the shit, man. Y'all know what I'm here for. Y'all know what the fuck I'm here for. This goddamn submarine shit, bro. So, if you haven't seen, if you've been living under a rock, because this shit has been every fucking where, bro. But if you haven't seen by now, there is some kind of excursion. What is they calling this shit? The Titanic trip. No, the shit has a legit name. The submarine shit that they using has a legit name. I can't find it right now. But there is a excursion of this some company is doing, and they are taking trips. They've built this submarine-esque ship, as they calling it, to go on excursions to the shipwreck of the Titanic, or what's supposedly the Titanic. I don't even know how the fuck you know that's specific. Well, I guess it's got the name on it or whatever. But anyways, and it's an excursion to the underwater wreckage of where the Titanic is, and it is five people are on board because the shit probably ain't no bigger than the inside of this truck, bro. And that's really not a lot of room already. But I think the shit was like 20. I think the shit is 26 feet by something else. I can't remember, but they in that shit, and it's 5 people in there, and that's a capacity. It's 5 people. One of the people is the CEO of the company. What is the name of the fucking company? Fuck, I had this shit pulled up. What is the name of the fucking company, bro? The Titan. That's what it's called. Let me play this shit.
Oxygen left. These 5 men have vanished after boarding a submersible to visit the Titanic. Last Sunday, 5 people boarded a
And this is from this is from True Crime Carry on TikTok.
submersible, which is kind of like a submarine in Newfoundland, Canada, but has lost contact with the operator only 1 hour and 45 minutes into the trip. The Titan was built for tourists to visit the wreck of the Titanic, which is located 12,400 feet underwater. It has 96 hours of oxygen available, which means that the people inside will run out of oxygen by Thursday. The Titan can reach 13,123 feet underwater, and it's operated using what looks like a modified game controller. The 5 people who boarded the Titan are known to be wealthy businessmen as well as a 19-year-old boy. But what's interesting to me is that everyone had to sign a waiver accepting that this submersible can potentially cause their death. The Titan only started taking people down in 2021, and it's been reported that there's been so many issues with this process. And keep in mind that it's not cheap to do this excursion. Everyone paid $250,000. Nevertheless, I hope the Titan is found and everyone is brought back.
So, yeah, the shit is called the Titan. I knew this shit had a name. So, now let me find this other video real quick. She mentioned something about the waiver that they had to sign. And I'm about to play right now a video of one of the guys talking about said waiver and what exactly it said. So, give me 1 second.
I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing with this game controller.
So this is the CEO right here that's talking right now. I still don't see the name of the company though. What the fuck is the name of the company? Stockton Rush Offshore revealed resurface. What is the name of it? It don't really fucking matter, but
At this point,
we know where the fuck. Where did the video just go, my nigga?
I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing with this game controller. Come on! We only have one button, that's it. It should be like an elevator. You know, it shouldn't take a lot of skill.
An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified.
Okay, here it is right here. This is one of the guys.
Experimental submersible.
Shut the fuck up for a second. This is one of the guys right here reading the waiver that they had to sign before they went on this excursion.
You know, it shouldn't take a lot of skill.
An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death.
I got these from Camper World.
That was one of the guys that's down there right now, or wherever the fuck they might be, because I seen some shit that said that they might have done fucked around and popped up somewhere else, but there's no way to tell where they are because the way the shit is supposed to work is it's supposed to send a text message to the ship that's above it to let them know when they've reached the ship wreckage underwater and when they're about to return or when they have returned or whatever. So they have 96 hours worth of oxygen in the tank, and I want to say this shit was like Monday when the shit happened or when they took off. So they go on it. It's Wednesday night. So that's already 72 plus hours. So my nigga, if they ain't found them by the end of tomorrow, by the end of today, when you hearing this, it's closed captions for them motherfuckers, dog. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, my nigga. I'm finding it very hard to feel sorry for these niggas because what the fuck I'm supposed to feel sorry for, bruh? I'm not understanding. Because these motherfuckers done paid they $250,000. They done signed a waiver that says, I understand that this quote-unquote submarine that I'm entering in does not pass any rules, regulations, guidelines, or safety protocols that it's supposed to. If I am to get inside this said XXL soup kitchen submarine, it locks from the that's another thing. It locks from the outside. So even if the shit surfaces, we can't open the shit. Somebody outside of it has to open it. And on top of that, the controls is a fucking what the fuck goddamn GameCube controller is what's navigating this shit. And you telling me I'm supposed to feel sorry for these niggas? Why? How? When? And fucking where am I supposed to feel sorry for these motherfuckers? Ain't no way in hell. In what common sense does it make to make this the fucking decision? This is why everybody don't need fucking money, my nigga. Look what motherfuckers do when they got too much goddamn money on their hands. They got too much time and money on their hands. Everybody don't need to be rich because you end up doing stupid shit like this. So now somebody please understand, please help me understand how and why the fuck I'm supposed to give a fuck about them. If you don't give a fuck, if they don't give a fuck about what happens to them in this submarine, why the fuck should I? I can't want better for you than you want for yourself, my nigga. It's just plain and simple as that. I mean, I hope they find them people. I really do hope they find. I hope the fucking, because it was earlier today, I seen some shit saying that it was knocking every 30 minutes or something like that, which was a good sign of possible life. But since then, it's been, 12 hours since that shit happened, and they ain't heard shit lately, so who the fuck knows what might be going on? Again, I hope they find them people. But if they don't find them people, my nigga, why the fuck am I supposed to feel bad? They knew what the fuck they was getting into, my nigga. That's just like jumping out of a goddamn airplane. Nigga, you got a parachute on your back, but there is a chance that the parachute might not open. There's a chance that you might hit the goddamn ground and splatter like fucking Bugs Bunny or some shit. I don't know, but I mean, if you want to jump, then goddamn, we can jump and find the fuck out. They done fucked around and find out. The more you fuck around, the more you gonna find out, goddamn. And they done found out, my nigga. Now they down there swimming with goddamn Finding Nemo and SpongeBob and them. I don't know what to tell you, fam. I do not know what to tell you. I don't know what fucks you want me to give. Again, prayers be with them. I hope they find them people, but in the event that they don't, fam, if you what you want me to do? You better ask who was the nigga in the Bible that got swallowed by the whale? Ask him how he did it. Ask him how he did it, fam. I don't know what to tell you, dog. Again, prayers to them people and their family. Check this out. If you got $250,000 to waste on this bullshit, I'm gonna assume that if you kick the bucket or if you drowned in the bucket, that your family's gonna be all right. Your family was okay with you making this dumbass decision. They okay with being without you. I don't know what you want me to say, bruh. I don't know what you want me to say. But with that being said, this has been another episode of Just Alex Show. I've been your host, Just Alex. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, DM, cuss me out. However the fuck you feel. Again, I hope they find them people, but ain't no way in hell I'm finna jump in the goddamn tin can that's controlled by a motherfucking Xbox, GameCube, a Nintendo GameCube controller, and expect some motherfuckers to feel sorry for me because the shit done fucked up. That's just me though. Again, another episode, Just Alex Show. I'm out, fam. Fuck out it. What fuck is going on with these niggas, dog?